Learning to read is one of the most important and basic skills we're taught. Today, there are probably hundreds of books, programs, and apps that help teach children the ABCs. But years ago, there were only a few tools to teach the importance of reading. And many of our ancestors can credit their reading skills to a man named McGuffey. In the early 1800s, one-room schoolhouses like this often held upwards of 40 students, ranging in age from 6 to 16 years old. And for most children on the frontier, books of any kind were hard to come by, especially children's books. That changed when this man wrote a series of textbooks called McGuffey's Readers, which created a template for children to learn to read and for teachers to teach.
McGuffey Readers were written by William Holmes McGuffey, beginning in 1836, and the last of the 6 readers was written in 1857.
I took a step back in time with Jeanne Miller, curator of domestic life at the Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation in Detroit, to learn more. Was that the sole purpose, to teach kids how to read?
Well, McGuffey thought it was important to not only teach kids how to read in a standardized way, but he also wanted to teach them morals or virtues. So a lot of the stories teach about honesty, about thrift, about kindness, trying to encourage good characteristics in kids.
Interesting. The idea that academic education and virtue were intertwined is really...
McGuffey had a lot to do with shaping not only the minds, but also the morals of generations of kids in America. It was a way of opening the world to them, because this was a time period when people in these circumstances didn't travel very far from home. And of course, you know, no radio, no internet. So for you to be able to understand what the bigger world was all about, the McGuffey Readers helped do that by, say, having a story on an exotic animal. That was how you learned about it.
That they might never see in their lives, but might dream of seeing.
Yes.
Right? That's how wonderful. William Holmes McGuffey understood these children because he was one of them. He grew up on the frontier of western Pennsylvania and later Ohio. At just 14 years old, he became a teacher, which launched a lifelong career in education. Henry Ford was one of the young children who learned from McGuffey's Readers. The books made such an impact on him, he not only collected hundreds of readers, he even had the original birthplace of William McGuffey, seen here, brought to Greenfield Village.
This is the log cabin where McGuffey was born over 200 years ago. It was out on western Pennsylvania's frontier, and his parents and the 3 children all lived in this home.
Well, then he knew the frontier well.
He did.
I mean...
He absolutely did.
He knew his audience.
He knew his audience.
We opened the books to leave you with a lesson from days gone by. At work. A little play does not harm anyone, but does much good. After play, we should be glad to work. I knew a boy who liked a good game very much. He could run, swim, jump, and play ball, and was always merry when out of school. But he knew that time is not all for play, that our minutes, hours, and days are very precious.
Very McGuffey.
Very McGuffey, and very true.
Yes.